No, someone in the distance wearing what distinctly looks like a heavy coat. It's hard to know how to dress at this time of year, isn't it? Even if you work at the Weather Network. Is it a two-layer day or is it a one-layer day? It's been quite a variety of conditions. Markham has set a record, 20 degrees today, and here are the winds. While I'm talking about numbers, gusts 46, 34 kilometers an hour. Very blustery out of the southwest. Current temperatures are in the teens, and we're still hanging on to a couple of 20s, believe it or not, in the Golden Horseshoe region. And you know, when you get to this time of year, you think, will this be the last? Well, it could be. On record here. What are we, 3 days away from Halloween? It's the 28th today. That means that, yeah, we could be seeing the very last of the 20-degree readings. Well, now I've given you the good news. Let's take a look at what's going on. That is coming next. And we've got rain showers here in Green, and we've had some thunderstorms today around Timmins, and we still may see a bit of that in southern Ontario through the afternoon. The blue here on the radar is snow, and snow may be coming our way as early as Friday. Not this low, the next one. What you can expect over the next day or two, though, as the low goes through, the showers, trough of low pressure, a little bit more cloud cover for Wednesday at times, especially up towards the Kawarthas. South end of the GTA will be largely bright, largely dry, mix of sun and cloud, and that trend continues through Thursday. 10 degrees, light winds, and then showers, a 90% chance of them on Friday. Here's what the forecast gets a little bit tricky. We've got a potent little low trying to get organized. It's new on Friday, so we're not tracking it moving in from any other area. As it takes shape, there's a lot of cold air in the upper atmosphere. It will be drawing on for its strengthening and bringing some sharp showers at times during the day on Friday. And as that colder air gets more entrenched, we may see a changeover to snow. We may see that changeover during the latter part of the trick-or-treating hour in southern Ontario. There is your Saturday. Coming up, in Hamilton and across the country today. Well, we thank you for joining us in Hamilton, in Toronto, and Mississauga, and Markham. Weather-wise, it's been a quiet day. It's been a mild day. Hamilton this evening, 15 degrees, and the winds picking up as the temperatures start to cool off. As we get into the long-range forecast, you'll see the temperatures drop even further. The rain is in the north. The snow is further north again. And the temperatures are just going to be coming down as this colder air mass, typical of this time of year, starts to settle in. Now, you may have been looking at your local forecasts, and I certainly urge you to do that several times a day, every day. You'll probably have seen some of these cool single-digit highs and also the sub-zero morning lows coming up for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, depending on where you are in the GTA, the closer you are to the lake, just a little bit milder. But it's coming for everyone. And those sub-zero temperatures mean a couple of things. That means the last gasp for the garden in terms of anything that's not frost tolerant. Need to take in the hoses, drain the garden hoses, turn off the water, and also make sure that you are ready for Halloween and dress appropriately. Get those kids dressed appropriately. Trough in the jet stream. This is not, I know, what you want, nor do the little trick-or-treaters. The Halloween evening forecast, we've got some widespread cold, rainy periods on Friday during the day. Temperatures starting to drop with a cool wind, and that rain for many is going to end as a mix or wet snow. The only question is the timing. Could potentially be during the latter part of trick-or-treating, depending on where you are. And we'll have more, of course. Don't go away. Rain or shine all across the country today, there were tributes to our latest Canadian fallen soldier. In Hamilton, Ontario, our Mike Arsenault. Regimental funeral was watched by so many across the country and Canadians around the world and others around the world. 4,500 people took part in the procession alone, firefighters and the armed forces among them. So today, remembering and honoring Nathan Cirillo, who he was and all that he represents to Canadians. Quite an outpouring. Taking a look at conditions across the country now, and we'll shift gears to weather. I was just thinking a moment ago of, the many thousands, including some of our studio crew who were out on the bridges last week as that funeral procession, made its way from Ottawa to Hamilton. That was just last Friday. The events, as far as the weather are concerned, low pressure, big spin of it around Ontario. And that is the sign of a very mature low, that kind of question mark. Well, no questioning here. Rain now, colder later, and maybe some snow for us in the long-range forecast. Yes, snow. Due to a different low pressure system. Rain and snow through Wednesday, south and north. I want to show you temperatures overnight, and we are going to get to 0 or maybe even below in the GTA. Check your local forecast. That's coming up again in just 3.5 minutes, and you'll see which nights I'm talking about. It's the end of the week and into the weekend. So if you haven't shut off the outside water taps or drained the hoses, this is something you're going to need to do. Yeah, gardening, just a couple of reminders there. Wednesday afternoon temperatures, that's a little chilly. Around now, we're typically 11 or so degrees, so this is a near normal trend for us. Then we've got Friday, 7 and a 90% chance of showers. Now, we're still 3 days away. Things can change, but unfortunately, most of the main computer models bringing us some form of precipitation, some amount of it during the day and into the evening, the trick-or-treating hour. The concern here would be with the colder air filtering in and quite a lot of it in the upper atmosphere with this low that we may end as wet snow or mix over to wet snow. In fact, even during the trick-or-treating hour. Coming up, the long-range forecast, your local weather, and more about Halloween. The day after the election, a new day for many municipalities, many cities, including a new leader, of course, for the City of Toronto, John Tory. Taking a look now at what's going on weather-wise, the City of Toronto. Hamilton, of course, very somber scenes earlier today. Nathan Cirillo being remembered across the country for all that he was and for all that he has represented and reminded us of in terms of the values that we hold dear in our country. It has been quite a day, and it's quite an evening ahead with temperatures 14 and 15 degrees. Southern Ontario, a very mild afternoon. Temperatures hitting 20 in Markham. That set a new record for Buttonville. We got even warmer in St. Catharines. It was about 23 or so. Get used to these numbers, these single digits or maybe just into the double digits, anywhere from 8 to 11 tomorrow. Those are the highs, my friends. No, those aren't the morning temperatures. Those are the high temperatures forecast for Wednesday. Here's what's going on. Low pressure system swinging through, rain showers, cooler conditions following. Snow has been following this low in parts of northern Ontario right now. Don't worry, it's not going to hit us tomorrow. No snow for southern Ontario tomorrow. Friday, well, that's a different thing. Wednesday afternoon, the wind speeds. This is going to be a rather breezy, cold, abrupt change, much like what some of our friends in Saskatchewan have been experiencing. If you think that's too much Christmas talk, there's a pumpkin parade in Newmarket on Saturday, and I know that there are a lot of events like that happening across the GTA. What to do with your pumpkin? Well, take it to your local park where there's a parade or a festival going on so that all the pumpkins get lit and the family can enjoy that spectacle one more time of the jack-o'-lanterns. That's Saturday. Friday, we're a little bit concerned about. That's actually, of course, trick-or-treating day or trick-or-treating night. The kids will be doing some stuff at school. They'll come home. They'll want to go out. We've got low pressure off to our east, but there's a new low moving in following this ridge of high pressure, stable conditions followed by cloud cover on Friday, cooler temperatures, and this has the potential to be quite a potent little low. Saturday cooler and drier, but Friday some cold rain showers, widespread risk, on and off bursts, not all day, but gusty winds, falling temperatures, and that rain will be transitioning over to a bit of wet snow. Perhaps your spooky long ranger. Boo. Thanks so much, Jacqueline. The fall colors, the harvest, the Halloween holiday that's ahead. Well, it's a big event. Some of you, I know, taking either the day or part of the day off on Friday to make sure that you're in the spirit of things and the kids are ready. Let's see if we can break down the weather forecast for you. We've got all these showers rolling through today and the cold front that's really cooling down our weather. Good to see you. I know it's been a mild kind of day on Tuesday. Wednesday will feel completely different. The winds out of the west and they will be blustery. Little trough of low pressure runs through, so we'll see some showers up around Parry Sound, Penetanguishene, and then down towards Markham and Mississauga. And of course, a big day today with the election being held, elections across the province. So today, a new day, as it were, and Wednesday, a very different day weather-wise. 10s and 11s, 9 degrees, a very cool kind of trend. In fact, we've got some cooler weather coming to so many parts of the country. We've had some snowfall, and we may have some snowfall here finally in the GTA. Okay, what do you want to see it first, or do you want to okay, why don't I show you just so we remember what this looks like on Monday. Thank you to Pradeep, one of our viewers, for sending in that footage. They were getting some snow. Northern Ontario getting some snow. Typically, with 7 degrees, you wouldn't get snow. And then we've got, okay, cool enough temperatures that we could get some wet snow, but sunshine. It's the late part of Friday and the early part of Saturday. Look at our temperatures, what they're dropping to. And a 90% chance of precipitation Friday. Bursts of cold rain for Halloween and into the trick-or-treating hours. Some of those areas may change as the cold air moves in to some wet snow. So there's a lot to keep track of. Do stay with us. We'll have an in-depth look at your local weather in just a moment. Beautiful scenes there. Talk about free fall and then the aurora borealis to end things off with. And Halloween, quite a spectacle. We're going to talk about that forecast coming right up. Suzanne Leonard with you on this Tuesday. A couple of viewer photos from you. What do you think about this one? Is it just leaves? Thanks, Bree. Arthur, Ontario. Look, there's a little person stuck in there enjoying the leaves on a dry and sunny day. Well, we've had a little sunshine today. It hasn't been especially dry, but it's been mild. You know, it was around 20 degrees in the GTA through the afternoon, right through 4 o'clock. And as we get through the evening hours, those temperatures continuing to drop. A few showers if you're taking the dog out for a walk or running some errands. Heaviest rain is off to our north. The snow is even further north, but snow is in our forecast. Risk of thunderstorms as well. We've had a few rumbles today in parts of southern Ontario. Wednesday, gusty and cooler. That's the second half of this title. And as this trough of low pressure comes through, clouds, about a 30% chance of showers for us on Wednesday afternoon. 10 degrees is close to normal for this time of year. Same sort of temperature on Thursday, a mix of sun and cloud. Can it hold on till Halloween? Listen, like you, I really hope that the forecast changes, but all the forecast models are pointing towards cloud cover and showers and cooler temperatures for Friday for southern Ontario. If we get a window in between showers in the trick-or-treating period, well, we'd be fortunate. But the way it's looking right now is that we won't. And I just want you to be prepared for that so you can think about making some adjustments. We've dealt with cold and wet Halloweens before. I know it's not ideal and it sometimes keeps the numbers of kids down because they go out in lesser numbers or they go out for a shorter time. Nonetheless, blustery conditions, and we'll see periods of rain showers on Friday. And as we get that colder air becoming more entrenched, we may well see some snow mixing in. Barrie, Newmarket, maybe more likely than Mississauga and Port Credit, but there is that risk through the evening on Friday. Saturday we're cooler. There will be a bit of a wind chill. Sunday is cooler than normal, but it is bright.